You know who my next guest is? Brian Boom Kelleher, who right now is looking for a fight. He's just hanging out right now. But Brian, really appreciate you taking the time, man. How are you?
Good, good. How's everything?
Everything's great, man. We're in like phase 3 here in Canada, so I can go work out at the gym. So I'm pretty happy about that. But let's talk about you. I know, obviously New York's been pretty hit hard with COVID-19. I saw you were in Albany yesterday. What were you doing up there?
No, I'm heading up there later on tonight. I was trying to see if I can, get some training partners up there while I'm away for my girlfriend's her aunt's birthday. So, I hate missing training sessions, so I gotta show support and go over there. So I was trying to see if anybody had any open gyms.
Okay, so were you successful? Is going to get any training in?
I had a couple of people say something. I think someone recommended Eddie Fivey's gym. I don't know if you know him. He used to fight. I think he just teaches now, but I might try to get a little jiu-jitsu class in over there. So.
Interesting. Okay, well, hopefully it all works out for you there. Let's talk about your last fight, man. I felt bad for you going into that one only because, the circumstances, right? Like you were fighting Cody Stamann at 145, which, great fight. And then obviously this personal tragedy happened with Cody, and I'm sure everyone was, rooting for him to win, just him overcoming personal adversity. Was that, from sort of like a mental standpoint, was it tough to take a fight like that, just knowing that, obviously people wanted Cody to win because of all this happening?
Yeah, I was rooting for Cody to win, for God's sakes. But no, yeah, it was definitely something weird to deal with, but I knew Cody wanted to fight. He was definitely going to go in there in his brother's honor and put on a performance. So I knew I was in a scrap, but I felt for him, and I thought it was an awkward situation, and you kind of don't even want to hurt a guy or beat a guy up that's going through something like that, So, but come fight time, I went in and I performed pretty well, and I think I pulled the trigger and I went for it. He just kind of out-edged me on points and got the decision.
Do you think it would have been a different fight if those circumstances weren't there, just because it was another factor heading into the fight?
No, I don't think so. I left it all out there. I think, he came in, highly skilled. He was hard to hit. And I think, he just had a good game plan and executed well, and I think, props to him for being able to perform like that under those circumstances.
What did you learn the most? You mentioned, pulling the trigger a bit more. What are some things that you look back on that performance that you look to bring into your next fight?
Yeah, for me, just be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more volume. I think I pulled the trigger here and there at spots that I felt I saw openings, but I think just overall starting a little bit slow in the first round kind of threw me behind the ball a little bit. And, I think for my next fight, just coming out with a little bit more aggression, a little bit more volume.
And you've already had 3 fights in 2020. Is the plan to get another couple in here? It seems like you're pretty healthy. Are you looking to get back in there pretty soon?
Yeah, training's picking up. More guys are coming to the gym a little bit more, taking a little bit more risks, so I think that's a good thing. If any bantamweights want to fight at 145, I'm happy to do that. I think it's a lot healthier, especially with training be a little bit different. It's easier to make 145 and not have to, cut drastically and go in there, hindered. But yeah, I want to fight in August and then hopefully get 2 more in, maybe August and then 1 more in December.
And a big part of training camp, or even like right now, because you're still training, is recovery. What's sort of your go-to stuff that you're using right now that's helping you heal up those bumps and bruises?
Yeah, always love the Terphouse. They got me going with the tincture right here. We got the dropper. I put that under the tongue. I use that before sparring, like 45 minutes before. And then we got the lotion here. I use this for just like bumps and bruises. Sometimes my knees are a little bit, inflammation, stuff like that. I'll rub it on there. It'll kind of take that away. Some people say it helps you sleep. It helps me with anxiety a little bit, stuff like that. So always, happy to have the Terphouse on my team. They always get the products out to me very quickly, which is nice. So props to those guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have you had the banana flavor yet as far as the drops?
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I love it. Like it tastes so much.
Yeah, that one's good. I like the mint one too because it's like it kind of gives you like good breath.
Yes, that's which is important. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure your girlfriend appreciates that. That's
exactly.
Good. Is there an opponent you're looking to fight next? You're always on social media, which I love. So you know what's going on in the division. You know who's getting matched up. Is there anyone that stands out right now as a possible opponent next?
I think right now Ricky Simon seems to want to fight me. I saw an interview he did with the Schmo and he mentioned my name. So I think that's always good, and I think he'd be someone that would be down to fight at 145 also. I know August 15th is something I was looking at. They're starting to fill that card up pretty quickly. There might be a little bit of room on the prelims. So I wouldn't mind fighting Ricky Simon, but that's the only one right now that I see kind of saying my name. That would be a really good matchup. I think that's a fight of the night, written all over that one. So
Awesome. What did you think of the Jan and Aldo fight that we just had last weekend at UFC 251? Were you expecting Jan to finish Aldo like that?
Yeah, I thought that was a great fight. The thing with Aldo is he shows that he fades as the later rounds come in. Against Holloway, we saw that. And he comes out, has great boxing. He does look pretty good at 135. He made the weight good and everything. But Jan is one of those guys that, like, he's a 5-round fighter. Like, he gets better as the fight goes on. And we saw that, Aldo kind of faded and Jan kind of came alive as it went on and put it on him. And, I thought the ref probably should have stepped in a little earlier there, but it was what it was.
Happy to have hockey back. I think August 1st it's starting back up again.
Yeah, I'm so happy, man. I've been missing that. It's going to be weird with no fans, right?
I know. I think, like, with fighting, it's one thing because you hear the commentators and, like, it is kind of dark in the back anyways. But with hockey, like, when someone scores a goal, like, just to hear nothing is going to be very odd. And I don't want them to put in the crowd noise, by the way. I think they should just leave it, but still. It's
going to be unique. Imagine winning a Stanley Cup with, like, no noise,
No, I know.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, that would be odd. Who are the Islanders playing? Do you know? I can't remember. I know my Canucks are playing the Minnesota Wild, which I actually think is kind of a tough matchup. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we got the Panthers. I'm pretty
okay,
sure.
Interesting. Yeah, they could be an interesting team there. So
how are they doing it? What is it, like a 1-game thing, or is that
it's like a play-in? Yeah, so like whoever wins this then gets the right to be a seed in the playoffs. Like I think there's some teams that get a bye, and then it's sort of like it's like it's I guess it would be like kind of like the wild card in Major League Baseball, kind of like that. I think, or it's whoever wins that series ends up going to the next one. So
yeah, I mean either way, I'm happy to have something to watch. Besides fighting.
For sure. Boom. Always great talking to you, man. Really appreciate it. We'll definitely link up once you get your next fight book. But in the meantime, if you got any sponsors or social media you want to plug, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, man. Social media, Brian Boom 135 on Twitter, Instagram. We got the Boom breakdowns on YouTube at Brian Kelleher. My sponsors, the Terphouse, of course, Vita Cryotherapy. Who else? We got MHP, my supplement sponsor, Gorilla Wear. They're a new sponsor with gear and apparel, stuff like that. So that's about it. Thanks a lot, man.